I love when this channel, it feels like a passion project. If y'all don't know, I run 5 other YouTube channels. So having this channel is super compy because, I don't get any views yet. I'm stuck in like that 0 view jail. So we'll wait for that viral moment. I want to talk about Ascended Heroes today. I think Ascended Heroes is definitely a interesting set to say the least. It's super expensive right now and it will million% drop. I love to see the bundles going down a lot in price though. I am a huge fan of this from 100 all the way down to 90-ish, but market price being at like 50. That's awesome. Obviously, this is insane manipulation. This is kind of almost laughable 100%. But other than that, you feel me? I'm very grateful that it is going down extremely. And if you are to like invest in this set, ETBs and bundles and special collection boxes are going to be the best way to go at it. If I mean, no one's watched these videos, so if you are stumbling upon these, I talk about a lot of stuff I've invested in. I've made thousands and thousands of dollars from Pokemon investing and selling, opening, and such like that. So I would say that's kind of like my, backup of how I'm able to talk when I talk. If you just want to listen, you listen. If you have a different opinion, cool. Let me know in the comments. But what I want to say is like these special collection boxes are super interesting because these always go up in price later down the line. At the moment, they drop down significantly, and we're going to see graphs where they go up and down like waves numerous times. That's how these graphs work when it comes to Pokemon nowadays. People are going to buy them out, and they're going to sell, or people are going to be like, oh, I can't find these in stores, so it starts going up, and then another wave comes out because they do about 3 waves or so of these products, goes up and down. I highly recommend when you're able to get onto these products. Lucario is going to be a great collection box because obviously it's Lucario plus Ascended Heroes is one of the most insane sets that have come out of Pokemon in a pretty good while. And Prismatic came out a while ago, and that was insane. 151. Like these sets are kind of one upping others, and this set is kind of doing so. If you pick up the Gardevoir as well, it's not a bad idea. Premium collection boxes always go up. The best example is the Celebrations, the Pikachu figure box. That one's it's more value for the box rather than how many packs are inside of it. And I actually have that box. And if y'all want to do a video on the collector's app, I have my seal collection there. I've sold most of it off either when it comes to going on trips or getting tattoos. So I only have about $1,000 in seal collection now, but we're building it up and you know tagging y'all along the way. So that the bundles are going down. I heard Pokemon Center's dropping today. By the time you're watching this for the bundles, I'm gonna try and get in. I might, I have a terrible sleep schedule, so the likelihood of me being able to get up for it's extremely low. But if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Gengar, very interesting that this card's selling at 1,400 near mint. Obviously, there's manipulation to try and bring it back down. Uh, the likelihood of it going down quickly, I think is slim. Obviously, we're not gonna see a good graph on this for a while because it's so much manipulation is going on. Like people were either trying to make it cheaper, and people are trying to make it more expensive. It's one of the things that's gonna happen if you pull this card. Hooray! Try and grade it. You feel me? I'd highly recommend that because this is like 2, 3 years down the line. This card's gonna be amazingly good to hold on to. I never understood Pikachu hype. I really don't. Like I look at this card and I don't see any different Pokemon in the background. Like I don't. Me personally, it's just not my forte. Not my cup of tea. I know other people may absolutely love this card. Maybe people like it for the price. Maybe people like it for the look of the card. I don't get it. I really don't. This card is like insane thousands. I wouldn't recommend buying these singles, by the way, right now. If you pull them, you pull them. Sell them at their peak height. Because this is peak hype. I guarantee it. Actually, I don't even guarantee it. Because if y'all remember the Drowsy illustration rare, I'll actually explain to you how the price of that card went. Back in Scarlet and Violet, base set, that card became one of the most expensive cards, illustration wise. Then Groudon, Tyranitar, Raichu, those came after. But Drowsy, it had a certain illustrator that everyone loved. And actually, let me pull up this card. You're not gonna see the graph of it because it's too far gone. But I'll show you the card now. It's still kind of expensive nowadays. But so this card went from $6, then it went up to 12, and then went out of buyout, went up to $34. Everyone freaked out. Never saw an illustration rare like this. Then people started to understand what buyouts were because no one really understood what those were before. Of course, it was happening behind the scenes. Like that's normal. But now it was crazy. And at the time, I pulled that card back in the day and I sold it for 25 when it was 34 peak market. Ended up going back down to about I would say $12, but it was probably more 14 to 15. And then it got bought out again, which this normally doesn't happen in the span of the time period that it did. Had a second buyout, card went up to like $64. It was absolutely insane. I like genuinely, that is one of the only cards that I can remember that's had in that time span of like 3, 4 months, 2 buyouts. Insane. I was super grateful that I was able to sell a card that I pulled out of a $5 pack for like $20. You know what I mean? I thought it was awesome. And the person who picked up the card, I'm glad he picked it up because I know it was a good condition card, so it had a potential for a PSA 10, and obviously it was just good for business, selling below market at the time. This card's around $60 now, but cards have buyouts. It's been Scarlet and Violet's 2 years old, and buyout's been at least on record for a lot of YouTubers talking about it for 2 years. Who knows how long that's been happening? You feel me? But you look at this set, there's genuinely so many expensive cards. Genuinely so many. I mean, like Prismatic has, a couple $100 cards. I mean, we're talking 1,000, 800, 400, 600, 450, 300. Now, the Mewtwo blows my mind. I genuinely, like, obviously this is like market manipulation, of course, but like, I find it crazy that there is the manipulation, but there genuinely is some people buying into this. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's crazy. Because to me, this card doesn't look like a $400 card. You know what I mean? And to me, again, I don't think the Pikachu's like look like the $1,000 card either. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Like, there's some cards where I'll look at where like this card, I could see this being a $100 card. This makes a lot of sense. This is a very popular trainer, very popular Pokemon. It's nice bright colors. This card makes sense. Now, don't get me wrong, it's gonna go down significantly, but like Gold Charizard, couple $100 card, makes sense. Same thing, like Gengar, couple $100 card, makes sense. Pikachu, couple hundred, but like, like Dragonite, couple hundred. Like, I can expect these to be like $100, $200 cards, but like I think even after this peak, they're still gonna have insane prices. And don't even get me started on the PCs. Don't even get me started on these because I know the Pokemon Center is doing a pretty decent job where like you can join queues and stuff like that, which again I'm gonna try. I'm gonna hope for the best. But I mean, you buy it for what, 65 and sell for 490? I mean, that is I mean, look. Again, this isn't I wouldn't even say this is buyout prices. This is overhyped prices. This is the best way I can explain that. Because there isn't people buying 400 of these at $400 a box to make this a $500 box. Don't get me wrong, there's probably some crypto money and stuff like that inside the space where like there's probably like 10 bands getting thrown at some things more than others, of course. You know what I mean? But like I think the amount of money that gets thrown at some of these things, I don't think it's like manipulated, it's overhyped. Maybe I guess it would be under that over whatever. $500. Do not buy this for $500. Please. Please. Like there's better things that you can invest into. This is not the one. Pokemon Center ETBs are good to invest into if you could buy at a pretty low price. And this is something that I would tell people is that when I look at stuff to invest to, I like good lows and I like decent highs. And I say that because there's a lot of product that takes way, way too long to go up because everything is going to go up over a matter of time. And in fact, I've heard people like PokePlumber, PokeRev, they talk about the fact that like, and I fully agree with this, you kind of grow with your seal collection. Your seal collection grows over time and you add stuff and it goes up more. And for me personally, it's like you know, I like long term and I like half long term. And what I mean half long term is I pick up a product and I know it's going to go up like 20, 30% at the lowest. It goes up maybe crazy 50, 60%. And then I can liquidate it at the time when it's at a good peak, or I liquidate it when, it's up a good price and I know it's going to stay strong at that good price for a while. I liquidate it then so then I can either reinvest in more stuff or get out of that buy. You know what I mean? But I do find crazy some of these cards. Even the full art's 100. That's crazy. Metagross, beautiful card. Psyduck. I was expecting this card to be pretty expensive because it's Psyduck. The Marini kind of surprised me, but kind of doesn't because it's Marini. I mean, just some of these cards, like, once the hype is gone, I, I'm not going to say they're going to plummet, but I think a lot of people aren't going to buy it. You know what I mean? This is a good card. I think technically it's a great card. I think it's a little bit expensive, but this would be a great card to pick up. This card gives me like Seismitoad vibes from White Flare, Black Bolt, whatever set it was. But there is some beautiful cards in this set if you actually look at it. Cynthia card, that's definitely gonna be good because Cynthia is just known for being a very popular one. Very underrated card. Holy underrated. People are gonna probably try and manipulate this to the max to try and get the most money of this possible. This card will just grow over time. This is I tell people that Pokemon have other Pokemon in the background always just do more over time. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a Pokemon that has a lot of Pokemon in it. Does mad good. Now with this case, there's not different Pokemon, but it's the Team Rocket legits and the boss leader. You don't see that really often. And let's say this Rivals get a huge reprint. People are gonna know more about Team Rocket, and they're gonna look for Team Rocket cards because there's niche collectors, and niche collectors they kind of really, I wouldn't say they carry, but they do a lot more than people would think for Pokemon. Because when it comes to niche collectors, there's people that buy cute cards. So, they'll go back to Legendary Treasures and buy like Mew and Emolga and Meloetta, like those really cool cards. And then there's cards, in Scarlet Violet, stuff like that. But like there's cute cards. There's people that want to buy only Lucarios, or they want to buy, for this example, there might be people that want Team Rocket cards. You know what I mean? They want like the villain cards. Corny, don't get me wrong, but collect how you want. You feel me? But this card I think is going to be a niche card that's going to go up 100%, 100 million%. Same thing for Mimikyu. Mimikyu, actually, Brilliant Stars is the best example of this. The card had a buyout, and I'm pretty sure there was a YouTuber that made it public about it, but I think he said previously that he was going to do it, and then he did it, and then he gave away the card. So like I don't know how you consider that. I think that's a good thing, I guess. But Mimikyu in the past has done really well. Brilliant Stars is the best example of that. Speaking of Brilliant Stars, I want to invest in that set. If I can, I will. Obviously, the funds aren't too great because I'm a little poor right now, but I bought too much Chinese. I've been ripping too many packs. I have a series on that where opening a couple packs today. I actually picked up like 5 of those boxes. But luckily, I didn't pay that much for them anyways, so it's okay. Back to the investing side. Maybe he's a great card. Other than that, I couldn't really like pinpoint out some cards that I think are going to go up. Ultra Ball, by the way, this is going to be a super playable card. It's full art. I think this is such a unique thing for them to add, by the way, because some sets in Pokemon aren't made to go viral, and it might sound crazy, like Pokemon, you'd be like, well, doesn't Pokemon want, all sets to do good? Yes and no, and I say that because some sets I feel are so, like Perfect Order is the best example. There's still expensive cards in it. It's not, people hate the set because there's not a Charizard and a Pikachu, and there's no expensive cards. If you're going to keep it a buck, right, I'll go to Perfect Order. Because a lot of people will be like, oh, there's just a Meowth in this set. And they'll say it's not pricey, right? So let's look at the example. Zygarde. Banging card. I think, by the way, this set's better than Journey Together. So let's not say Perfect Order is garbage, okay? Zygarde, interesting card. Look, if you didn't collect an X and Y, and honestly, this is probably the worst artwork they could have possibly done for this gold card. Agree. But if you want to talk about price-wise, booming. Meowth. Unique artwork. I was going to have like a stereotypical background on it, so I'm not going to say that. Zygarde, I don't think this is that bad of artwork. Like, this isn't that bad. It's going to go down a lot. This isn't that bad at all. Like, this is probably better looking than the XY. Let's give it a buck. Full Art Trainer, $80. I mean, it's a Full Art Trainer, makes sense. Has Pikachu here. I definitely think this is going to be a decently pricey trainer in the future. Clefable, this is a cutesy card, 100%. Those cute collectors are going to love this card. And for me personally, I don't collect cute cards, but this is comp. Like, this is tough, right? But then we'll go back to more cards. Clefairy kind of got its first... Oh, not Cleffa. I was thinking Cleffa from Obsidian Flames. Oh, yeah, Obsidian Flames is butt. All that's in Obsidian Flames is the Ninetales and the Cleffa. Everything else is butt. And you could say that set's better. The only reason it might be better is because there's Charizard cards in there. They're not even that good Charizards. Regardless of that, Clefairy's a great card. This is a great card to pick up. 100%. This is the time. Bundles are mad cheap. There's going to be people that want to rip packs just to rip packs, okay? This is a good set because it's such a low and has so much potential for a high. because I guarantee you this is gonna be a set people are like, ah, everyone used to hate this set. XY Evolution is a good example. Everybody hated that set. Now everybody loves it. I mean, all of XY except for like Wrong Skies back. People like that for the most part. Some people didn't like Primal Clash. Some people, but for the most part, like people didn't like that last half Breakpoint Breakthrough, Fates Collide Evolutions. People weren't big fans because they kept putting in every single collection box. People started not like it. People don't like Sun and Moon Base. People didn't like Guardians Rising. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they liked Guardians Rising for the Ninetales and the Lele. The Tapu Lele was super, super, super playable. But you get what I mean? Like, a lot of these sets used to be like, oh, this set's so butt. And then we'd be like, wow, 2 years down the line, wow, this set was actually really cool, had a lot of cool artwork. I think the hate was forced. I think this is one of those examples. This card throwing me off. I've never seen a card like this. It picked up for some reason. What does it do? Heal 150 damage from one of your psychic Pokemon? What kind of trainer? That's insane. So Perfect Order, I think, is an example of a set that's... Because listen, a lot more people are finding Perfect Order in stores, and people love that. And I think that this set is getting a bunch of sales even because of that. But also, like, when people find stuff in stores, that will kind of make them rethink about Pokemon again. Even if they stop thinking about it for a while because they weren't able to see it in stores. I think this is a good example. Now, this might be the first Pokemon Center ETB I might pick up. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's hating it. And I think that's why it would be... What in the... What in the manipulative? yo, yo. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think this is working at all. But... yeah, maybe I'll pick up one of these. That'd be super funny, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe my first Pokemon Center ETB. That's really funny. Let's look at more cards in the set, though, while we're at it. I think there was potential where they should have done a Veltal Altart 1,000,000%. They definitely, they sold the bag. They did a Veltal or Xerneas, that would definitely make this set more expensive, but I think even if they... Actually, I think if they were to do that, it would have made the set more bought out. But I'm really glad this set's not bought out. I'm keeping it a buck. Like, I'm really glad. Look at the Dene card. Oh, it's a cute little card. Okay. Is that a Blossom in there? Oh, it's just it's a cherry. I thought it was a Blossom, like a toy. But this set's 1,000,000% underrated. You cannot tell me otherwise. Esper, it's only a $5 card. Oh, I can't wait till this card's like $20. Oh my goodness. If y'all don't think this is gonna be like a $20 card soon, I'm kind of laughing a little bit because that's going to be an expensive card. It's a basic Pokemon. I mean, Litten is a good example of a card that went up extremely. It's basic Pokemon. Then there's Sprigatito. There's all these Pokemon from Scarlet and Violet. Like, history repeats itself, right? It's going to do that. Oh my gosh, that's going to be calm. That's going to be calm. Only a $3 card. Damn, these cards are so cheap, bro. What the heck? Oh my gosh. This is... I'm actually like really surprised. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think Perfect Order could have went out a way where they could have added a bit more cards, but even if still, the hate's forced. The hate's 1,000,000% forced, and I think that's funny. I think that's really funny. Dude, imagine I picked up a case of Perfect Order. Yo, that would be so funny, bro. I'm tempted. Obviously, if I get money. Alright, well, now can let me know in the comments below what you kind of thought of this video. Ascended Heroes will go down. I mean, this is insane. I can't believe this. Everyone's hating on Perfect Order. Ascended Heroes is going up OD. Ascended Heroes is going to go down after this manipulative, overhyped market. It's going to be funny. Now, don't get me wrong. Ascended Heroes isn't going to go down too far. Don't get that twisted. You will never see Ascended Heroes go to Perfect Order numbers. But don't buy it too high. Please, don't waste your money.